Mike, check. Justin Hunt, it's all happening. Thank you to everybody rocking with the channel. Thank you to everybody subscribed to the channel, who shared a video, shared a link. It's priceless. Big thank you to everyone who's donated. If you'd like to donate, hit the Cash App right up there or the link in the description. It's the best way to support this channel. Also, big shout out to Lils and Javen for holding down the Discord, the Company Man Cave Discord. Make sure you check it out. There's a lot of great conversations that are going on in hip hop in that server. So big thank you to everybody. Now, I saw this and I'm not surprised. I will say that. I'm not surprised. For every action, there's a reaction, right? And my album of the year is Let God Sort 'Em Out by Clips. I just think it's succinct. It's heavy on replay value. It shows a lot of growth from them as artists. And just the level of skill that they are able to succinctly display lyrically and contextually in that project, it just really stands out to me. I think it's the best story of the year. And so we've covered this project quite a bit on this channel. There's a breakdown on that video. Check it out if you miss it. And we also covered this rollout. This rollout has been praised for how expansive it's been. It's truthfully still going. The group is on tour right now, and they're still doing press. And so, but to start that rollout off, I guess I should say, Pusha T let everybody know how he felt about a lot of different people, particularly Pusha T, right? And I think it actually falls into the theme of the project, let God sort them out. And the full phrase of that is kill them all, let God sort the rest out, right? And he started that GQ conversation off, letting people know exactly how he felt about UMG, and he framed it as Def Jam. It's really UMG. Stephen Victor, his manager, would confirm that the next day. And he talked quite a bit about Drake. He talked about Jim Jones, which is so funny. 1 second applause. All of this has been covered on the channel. Check it out if you missed it. And particularly, he talked about Ye. He talked about his experiences working with Good Music, being an executive at Good Music, the music they put out. He gave credit for the fact that they've made really great music together. But he was also hypercritical. He was hypercritical of Ye. One of the biggest things that he said that made headlines was he said he didn't respect Ye as a man, and Ye understood that he didn't respect Ye as a man. Okay, so we will come back to that quote just to fill you guys in. But every action has a reaction, again. And Ye doesn't hold his tongue. Now, Ye still hasn't said anything. I don't want to lead you guys astray in your mind. Ye still hasn't said anything that we know of publicly in a bombastic Ye way as we know. But Consequence did. Consequence, hip-hop legend from A Tribe Called Quest, also Good Music, collaborated with Ye pretty much his whole career. And so Consequence went to Hot 97, DJ Drewski, and shared how he feels about this Pusha T and Malice, because both of them are named, press run. Let's take a look.
Jay Drewski, Midday Movement. I'm here. My guys pulled up. Consequences in the building.
What up?
What's happening today?
Today we need to address what's been going on in hip hop.
There's a lot been going on.
A lot going on in hip hop. They ain't lied about that. A lot going on in hip hop. Let's see where Consequence takes this.
There has. And today I need to share with New York, with Hot 97, the home of hip hop, and the rest of the world. I'm really high on integrity and the truth.
Right.
And this summer we didn't have a song of the summer.
I've been seeing the memes. Like, yeah, it's been hard.
And one of the reasons why we didn't have a song of the summer is because the soundbite of the summer was, I don't respect Kanye as a man.
Now you're referring
performed by, and I'm gonna emphasize performed by Pusha T and his brother Malice.
That's really interesting to me because I don't feel like Malice contributed that much to the let God sort him out part of the press run. Malice was more famous for all the memes, while Pusha T let everybody know how he felt about so many different things. So it's interesting already that he has put Malice as part of this conversation because I don't necessarily remember Malice. I guess maybe perhaps other than by association, remember too many quotes from Malice that would raise the ire of Ye and Consequence in this way. But Consequence is letting him know how he feels.
Known as the clips. Now, what I have in my phone, I would like you to read to the world.
Got it. What is this that you about to show us?
So what I have in my phone is a group chat between myself, Ye, and Pusha. And it was initiated right after the release of Donda.
So you want me to read this?
Yeah, I want you to read this to the world.
So this
loud.
This says Ye 2020. So this is
Start
Ye
there. Yes.
saved in your phone. That's how you have them.
Correct.
And Ye says,
Ye 2020 for president. 1 second applause. I forgot about that.
in the diss record to Drake, you still not 100% in the right with me, even though he should not have spoke on your wife. You not perfect either. The record still caused me mental harm. So that meant when you shot, you hit me and my family also. We have to protect my brain at all costs because I have the vision. It's accountability. You not wrong, but you're not 100% right either.
Got to protect my brain at all costs. That's so Ye.
That's definitely a Ye tweet with the, we have to protect my brain at all costs.
Ye text, yeah.
Then Pusha replies, yeah, I agree. I'm not perfect. I never learned how to turn the other cheek when disrespected. It's how I was raised. Martin Luther King wasn't respected in my house either.
Martin Luther King wasn't respected in my house. Jesus.
Hurting you or your family wasn't my intention. Protecting my family and the brand, that was the only mission. Sorry for any trauma caused by me.
Okay, so this is a text thread that looks like it took probably prior to 2020. Clearly, they're talking about Drake's beef with Pusha T, story of Adidon. That beef got messy as well. That's where Pusha T said, you are hiding a child, and let the world know that Drake did have a son and that some of the circumstances surrounding the birth of his son. And so that was a very big story. It spilled off in a number of different ways. In a way, it also ended up with that odd picture of Drake and Ye and Jay Prince. It looked like somebody was under extortion. But the tentacles of that spilled over because there's rumors around this conversation that Ye was the one who told Pusha T, or Pusha T found out through Ye's side one way or the other. Okay. Now, I'm not sure what the exact, I don't know if that story's ever been 100% clarified, but those are the conversations that we're having around this. And Ye's clearly talking about the impact this had on his family, which, you know, Drake has always done a great job of poking at Ye. Done a great job of poking at Ye in his music and also in his life, it seems. And so this looks like the nature of the discussion. And Ye is saying, you're not wrong, but you're not 100% right. And Pusha T is apologizing for making things uncomfortable for Ye and his family per Ye. Okay. Now, Consequence is going to go on, but that's the surrounding circumstances to what we're watching.
So Pusha did apologize to Ye for that.
Right. So he apologized for basically dragging Kanye into the beef with Drake.
Right.
He actually said in his own words, sorry for any trauma I've caused you and your family.
Right.
So where I'm from, if you're willing to apologize to someone, that would mean that you respect them, right? We could agree on that, right?
Right. Or just as a man, he felt like, let me just.
So if you're running a whole rollout based on not respecting someone and you're a man, but you know you already apologized to this man, then are you being honest with your base? Are you being honest to the world? Is this a real feeling, or is this contrived for marketing?
So that is, I think Consequence explained himself pretty well there. He is showing this text as an example of, well, Pusha T said Kanye wasn't a man. He doesn't respect him as a man. So why would you apologize to someone you don't respect? Right. Now, I think the gap in what we're seeing here from Consequence and what we've heard from Pusha T this summer is that it sounds like this conversation, unless I'm reading this wrong, it sounds like this conversation took place over 5 years ago. And a lot can change within 5 years. And that is kind of what came out of this press run when Pusha T talked about this. He talked about a number of good times that they had, and then he got to the point where he talked about how just the environment, being around there was really toxic, and losing respect over time when it came to working with good music and working with Ye particularly. So I see where Consequence is coming from. I see the point that he's making. Unless I have the timelines wrong of when these text conversation took place, a lot could have changed. And from my outside point of view, based on things that Pusha T at least has said in this press run, it sounds like a lot did change. And so I understand where this is coming from. He is showing, that he's raising a question as to whether Pusha T used all this for marketing. I think this was a broad rollout that included a lot of things, but they knew how to make headlines. And the Drake headline, the Def Jam headline, not even the UMG headline, the Def Jam headline, leaving Def Jam because of what Pusha T said, and the Ye stuff, and the Jim Jones stuff. There has been a lot of let God sort him out that started off the conversation around clips.
Right. And another thing I want to point out in the text is that he said Martin Luther King wasn't respected in his household.
He definitely said that.
From everything that I've seen, isn't malice engulfed in the same scripture as Martin Luther King? So, and I've heard homies say he's the devil in this. So maybe you don't respect your brother either. Maybe it's whatever for fame. Maybe it's whatever to feel like you the top guy. But you know what makes you the top guy out here? A hit record.
Always. That always helps.
So I'm going to say this and then I'm going to leave.
Right.
I'm outside. Anybody got anything to say to me, you can take your brother out the pulpit, find me in the streets. I'm from the same streets as the Supreme Team. I'm from the same streets as Rich and Alpo and AZ. You know, real drug dealers. Remember those? One.
So I guess that's it.
I guess that's it. One second applause. So clearly, Consequence is not happy with what he has seen from Pusha T over the course of the summer. He frames as Pusha T and Mouse, so he's not happy with what he's seen from clips. And he is standing up for Ye, who's had a long time relationship with. I'm gonna add some more context here, and I'll give you some insight on what else I see. If we're taking it back, this is hot new hip hop right here. Pusha T in a couple of conversations, one with Guardian and one with GQ that we've referenced already, has, according to this headline, Pusha T confirms working with Kanye West is out of the question. Here is the Guardian quote. He says, just as a rap aficionado, well, being there was special. He's talking about his time in Good Music. Creating So Appalled and New God Flow were some of my favorite memories. The Good Friday series, that was crazy too. The albums I dropped during that time, like Daytona and It's Almost Dry, are very, very, very strong offerings. It goes without saying that me and Ye made great things together. As for whether they'll ever make more great music together, Pusha T shot down the idea. Yeah, that's in the past. That's definitely in the past, he said. If I diss someone, it's a very real thing to me. I watch rappers use disses as a gimmick and ish like that, but that ain't what this is for me. Okay, now they also reference the GQ quote in here. He said, we did, he's a genius, and his intuition is even more genius level, right? But that's why me and him don't get along, because he sees through my fakeness with him. He knows I don't think he's a man. He knows it. That's why me and him don't click, because he knows what I really think of him. He showed me the weakest side of him, and he knows how I think of weak people. So that's what more information around what Pusha T has said, just for people who might not have been following this the entire time. Now, again, actions cause reactions. And Ye will always find a way to clap back. I'm not saying directly that I have information that Consequence did this on behalf of Ye. I mean, clearly did it on behalf of Ye, but I don't know if he did this at the direction of Ye. Perhaps he just said he saw all this stuff that was happening and just think it's wrong the way Ye is being painted by Pusha T. Perhaps that's the case. But, part of me was wondering this summer, I'm like, how come Ye hasn't said anything yet? And I think, one, Ye is a very busy person all the time. Ye is always very, even when it's, even in the wildest, most inappropriate things he says, generally speaking, if you look at the long tail of Ye history, he is very precise on timing around certain things. And so I was curious this summer why he hadn't said anything. We hadn't seen him tweet or hadn't seen him really directly address this conversation that Pusha T has brought to as part of this rollout with Clips. And, who knows? It could be as simple as soon as Ye talks about it more, it amplifies their project and allows them to be more successful. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what that is? But I was waiting for someone to say something. And Travis Scott also caught shots during this press run. Travis Scott is dissed on "So Be It" on the Clips album. Great song. 1 second. And so Travis Scott, he responded on a song that's on the Jack Boys 2 project that basically came and went. But that project, more so in my opinion, was released pretty quickly. In my opinion, it was released pretty quickly just to make it more difficult for Clips' project to debut in the top 3. It ended up Clips debuted in the top 4, and Travis Scott debuted at number 1, if I'm not mistaken. So we saw that response, and here's Consequence with his, and he is again calling into question the authenticity of the narratives that Clips talks about, and he's attempting to paint Pusha T as being a hypocrite because he apologized to him in a conversation that I believe took place over 5-6 years ago. Looks like it to me. Apologized for the traumatic experience that he caused his family. And again, I look at this and I say a lot of time has passed since then. And so I'm not sure necessarily if the evidence that Consequence showed is enough to sway people. I'm not sure if that's going to make a dent into the momentum that Clips has right now. But I also do think this is a precursor. Now, this is just me talking. I have no information. I think we're going to see, obviously, Ye is going to say something about this at some point in time. I wouldn't be surprised if there's, if Consequence says something else again. I wouldn't be surprised if other people around this situation, take the energy of let God sort them out and have things to say about this particularly. And also, I wouldn't be surprised if songs come out around this. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a diss track or something that ends up at Pusha T. I would not be surprised by what this is. Now, Consequences has said a lot here, and I do not think it's out the question that Pusha T and Malice, most likely Pusha T. I'd be surprised if Malice engaged. But if Pusha T has some more bars to drop, has some more things he wants to say, I honestly think all of this is really unfortunate because the Good Music run was incredible. Like the work that they put out from the Good Friday series to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, all those projects, to the Good Summer project, those collaborative albums. I mean, it's a time in history that I think a number of us remember very fondly. And, times change like nickels and dimes. And in this case, for fans of good music like me, this doesn't look like it changed for the better. Though I will say, I do understand where all parties around this are coming from. And so I'll keep an eye on this story. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section. What do you think about what Consequence showed? Does it put a dent in what we've heard from Pusha T so far this year? Let me know that in the comments section. And let me know if you're still listening to Let God Sort Him Out or if you've seen him on tour. I can't wait to check him out here in LA in the coming weeks. My name is Justin Hunt. Like and subscribe to the channel. Follow at The Company Man on everything, including The Company Man podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. It's all happening.
Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom bapping. Systematical culture views, it's radical, it's all happening. Shaking hands and dapping it. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, dog, you don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening.